How's it going, guys? This is RaiderKnight, and today we're playing some Age of Civilization. Today we're going to be playing as China. Okay, let's get right into the news, and let's invade North Korea because they've been causing problems lately for our Chinese empire. While we're at it, let's just take over South Korea as well. Okay, now we're okay. I think we just started a world war here. It's time we get some pacts up with people. Got to make sure nobody else attacks us in this time of nuclear conflict, or we might collapse. So, yeah, China is already starting on their quest to take over the world. Obviously, we're losing land on a few sides here. Not a massive problem, but it's a decent problem, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so we're starting to retake land. Obviously, there's problems in Bhutan because, yeah, we already knew that, though. Let's go over here and let's take both of these regions. Let's take out this, and last but not least, that if possible. And it is possible. So, Mongolia has fallen. South Korea, they thought they could be a true Korea. No, they can't. It's time our Chinese infantry rolls right over them. They did manage to take over some of our land, though. Let's go right into their capital. And that's how South Korea gets wrecked. For some reason, Taiwan is not independent in this version, so that's kind of weird. But let's go north, and let's go straight after Japan. Okay. So once we destroy Japan, it'll be pretty easy to probably go after the Indonesian lands next. Okay, Japan's gone. Oh shit, we're getting attacked by Vietnam in the south. Actually, we could face a massive problem soon because nobody wants to get I don't know, a peace treaty with us. I mean, I guess we could ask for one, but what's the fun in that? Let's go. I don't know. Let's just go like take over all these different regions. Obviously, Bhutan is still an issue because India took it. So let's just roll right over India as revenge, and let's just take over, I don't know, whoever stands in mighty China's path. Okay. So essentially we just started World War III. Let's get a pact up with the Russians. We're about to surpass the Russians. So it only makes sense to be at peace with them, so we can have the time we need to surpass them. So, as we take over all of India, as well as Myanmar, and as well as Vietnam, it looks like we're going to have a pretty easy time rolling over these regions. Next, we might go, like I said, into Indonesia, or maybe even Kazakhstan. We're already taking capitals, so it should be pretty easy to just walk in and take all of the land over. We've surpassed the Russians in terms of land, so that's the good news. And let's take over all of this area over here in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And let's go down and continue in southern India. Hopefully take over all this land. Next, let's go take out Bangladesh and whatever else. Okay. So it's looking pretty good right now. I think we're going to win. And I think probably after we take all this over, let's just go straight for Russia. I think after we take, I don't know, at least a good majority of the map, it'll all count it as a win. So let's go and invade all those countries. I think I'm playing on normal mode, but I forget. If you guys wanted to know, I was planning to play on extreme mode, but I just straight up forgot. And let's take over all this land. And let's walk right through India. Okay. India is pretty weak right now. And with us essentially taking over all of the remaining territories, I think this is almost a win. Should we just end the war with... who's this? Yeah, let's just end all these wars down here. They're kind of pointless anyways. And let's just take over India and let's go to war with Russia. Crap. Take over, okay. So India's done for. And here is the current world. Obviously, Kazakhstan is pretty powerful still. We're really powerful, so we should be able to just roll right over Russia. Shouldn't be a massive problem, but then again, it might be a problem, so I don't know. Let's just use our troops and try to do something there in the Middle East, as well as walk right over Siberia, which is probably going to be where most of the war actually takes place anyways. Yeah, as well as doing fights over here. So the front lines are settled out. Let's get a peace up with Sri Lanka. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Peace with Cambodia. Is this... No, that's Thailand. Okay. Let's just go after Iran as well. That shouldn't be hard. Go in here, storm all of this land. Should be pretty easy to just take it all over. And that was easy. There's a few spots that we missed at. So we're going to have to go back and continue our war with Russia in that area that we failed. Iran is putting up a little bit of a challenge for us. And we're having a little bit of problems trying to break through. But I think soon enough we should be able to break through this big, like, almost wall, if you will. Because there's a lot of troops here in Iran, and I think it's going to be hard for us to at least get our start there. But over here in Siberia we're doing really well. We're about to split them off, so that's always the good news. And once we split them in half or whatever, it's essentially the end of Siberian Russia. They're already starting to get pushed back a little bit. Yeah, I think they're about done for in Siberia. I think instead of going to Iran and fighting a worthless war here, we're probably going to just continue along with our, I don't know, Siberian advance. I think this will work really good and help us get to like mainland Russia. So let's walk through all that. Obviously Russia is going after Kazakhstan now for no reason. Probably because they're scared they're going to collapse, and I would also be scared if I was Russia right now because it doesn't look like they're going to survive. If this game was multiplayer, that'd be awesome. I hope the next one is. For when Age of Civilization 2 comes out and I play it, I hope it's multiplayer because that'd be super cool. And I hope it's like online multiplayer where you can like connect to servers. So then I could actually probably play with some of you guys in this game. Or play with friends or whatever. And that'd be kind of cool and different. Civilization 5 has this multiplayer option as well as Europa, but they're not really high quality like options. Like they weren't well tested or developed. So a multiplayer that is not really laggy and overall doesn't really take too much time to play would be a lot better, and I think it'd be cool for this game. and it would also set it out as kind of different. There's a lot of games for war that are multiplayer, but none of them have good multiplayer. So if this Age of Civilization 2 had good multiplayer, that'd be kind of cool. But we're about to take over Moscow. It shouldn't take that much longer, at least, in my opinion. We are starting to have some issues. They don't want to give up for some reason, Sri Lanka. And Iran is still fighting back for some reason. It's been a pretty hard war here, to be honest. Compared to most wars that we fight, Iran doesn't want to give up for some reason. But I think this might be one of the first turns to the end, where we will see possibly even Moscow's capital fall, but it shouldn't take that much longer to take over Russia. And Moscow has fallen. Iran, I think we're about done fighting in this region. It's been an awful war. It's been an ugly war as well, so I think we're going to end the war with Sri Lanka as well, who's actually became a miniature little empire somehow out in the ocean. That's kind of cool. I've never seen Sri Lanka ever do decent. And yeah, they're not doing amazing, but they're not doing bad either. It's kind of cool. Obviously, they'd never have enough power to take me over. Unless they got really lucky, maybe they could go. Like, if I was playing as Sri Lanka and I saw this Chinese empire, I'd probably get a little bit nervous, because usually if you don't at least, like, knock out a lot of the big foes early on in the game, it can screw you over. So if I was playing this game as Sri Lanka right now, I'd be a little bit nervous if, like, I don't know, I saw this big of a Chinese empire. I'd probably have a plan set up to take over the Philippines, probably take over a few of the Chinese islands if possible, and maybe even just take over all of Indonesia. And then I'd probably go into Africa. I wouldn't want to take that long in Africa, because by then China would have probably a lot of land. But I'd try to do some kind of an attack on China's capital. It'd probably be suicidal, but that'd be the best strategy at least. Or some attacks like naval invasions, that usually works. I've won a lot of these games, so I'm pretty good at the game. But let's take over the last remaining territories that are trying to not be Chinese. And I think this is roughly the end of the game. Let's get as many troops as we can. And let's protect our capital. Or it's not our capital, but let's protect Russia's capital from the invaders. Okay. See if that works. It did not. Okay, it did work. So we have won as China. We've made Kazakhstan essentially a landlocked and surrounded nation. Overall, it was a pretty good little episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all for the next video. Peace.